Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. And welcome to another episode of Glass Half Full, a podcast and a safe platform where we talk with a variety of teachers, entrepreneurs, spiritualists, uplifters, givers, shakers, and serenaders. Everyone has a lesson to learn and a lesson to share. Let's use our life experiences to enrich someone's heart, mind, spirit, and soul. Through sharing our experiences, we can be a learning inspiration for one another. I'm your host, Chris Levens. Let's welcome today's guest. Today's guest is Chancellor K. Jackson. Chancellor K. Jackson was born in Fulton County, Georgia, to Native American parents, grew up in Smyrna, Georgia, and attended Stetson University. For 9 years, he played football at the high school and collegiate level. After graduating with a bachelor's degree in communication and media studies, Chancellor lived abroad in China from 2018 to 2019. Chancellor fell into writing after his traumatic experience of being arrested and detained in Beijing for 14 days. His first book, 14 Days in Beijing, has ranked number 1 over 15 times on Amazon in multiple genres. Let's give a warm welcome to Chancellor K. Jackson.
Hey, blessings and balance to everyone.
Yes.
Right,
good morning to you.
Hey, man, rich rising.
Yes, thank you so much for taking some time out to be a guest here on Glass Half Full. We're really happy to have you today.
Hey, man, appreciate you for having me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we definitely want to hear your story. Can you tell everybody where you are currently now?
Also, I'm still in Smyrna, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Where it all started. Been around the world. Started in one place. You know what I'm saying? So
excellent. And what time is it now?
It is 9:39, creeping up on 9:40 a.m.
Okay, in the morning. Yes. Well, we're going to jump right in. I like to ask all of my guests this first question. I feel our lives are in spiritual design. Can you share your life layout or blueprint with everyone? How you grew up, where, your family lifestyle?
So, like I said, I was born in Fulton County, Georgia, North Fulton. Was only out there for like a year and some change, maybe close to 2. And then we moved to Smyrna, to a community, one of the oldest Black communities that's still standing in Smyrna to this day, called Rose Garden Park. And Rose Garden, you know what I'm saying? We got our own churches. We had clinics back in the day in the neighborhood we could walk to, you know what I'm saying? We had a school that we went to, like a little preschool that we went to. Of course, corner stores, all this, that. Like, it was literally a whole community. Like,
and this is all Black owned?
It is all Black owned, but it's an all Black community. For predominantly Black community. Yeah. And of course, you know what I'm saying, with that, you're going to experience your drugs, you know what I'm saying, your violence, your prostitutes, you know what I'm saying, sexuality, of course, you know what I'm saying, just the streets, all in all, you know what I'm saying, because it's generations that's been in this neighborhood probably since this neighborhood was very first started. Wow. With us just moving here, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, we're migrators, essentially. But we adapted well, and you know what I'm saying, the hood accepted us. There was a lot of kids, of course, so there's plenty of kids for us to play with. So childhood was extremely fun because it's a big neighborhood. Kids didn't live all throughout here. We have a whole park, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of the neighborhood. Basketball court, 2 football fields, tennis court, volleyball court, play skate, you know what I'm saying? So what else do kids need? We got our bikes. We ride to the corner store. We need to get some snacks and stuff like that. We had a great childhood. Great childhood. Excuse my voice too. I coached a football game last night, That's why I'm over here sounding like Doc Rivers. But yeah,
It's all
we had a
good. You
great,
take your
yeah,
time. You take your time.
we had a great childhood though. Single parent, raised my mama, raised me and my brother. Um, and for
Are
the
you
most
an
part,
older
we were,
sibling or a younger sibling?
I'm a middle child, so
Oh,
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
okay.
So out of my dad's side, his fifth child, the youngest boy.
Okay.
But on my mama's, I'm her oldest son, and then you know what I'm saying, got my younger brother, which has a different dad as well. So me and him have different dads, but
Hmm.
um, yeah, man, we childhood was good. You know what I'm saying? We were good kids, all in all. You know what I'm saying? Of course, kids gonna be kids. You're still gonna get into your BS, but I don't know. We were good kids. We was on, you know what I'm saying, honor roll. You know what I'm saying? All that type of time. We started playing football my 8th grade year, his 7th grade year. So football just sharpened and fine tuned us even more. You know what I'm saying? From a discipline aspect and a leadership aspect. Um, and play football from middle school all the way up through high school, and then we both went to the second level to play. He went the JUCO route. I was able to go D1. Um,
Wow, nice.
and after football, you know what I'm saying? Like, football was a huge man. Played a huge role into just our character development and just our journeys in general. Because without football, ain't no telling where we would be or what type of time we would be on currently. Um, so football has definitely kept us, you know what I'm saying, kept our heads on straight and was able to get us out of the neighborhood,
Hmm.
um, and further our educations and just expose us to different lifestyles than which we came from, which is vital
Hmm.
for anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you've only been confined to one space and one area for a long period of time, or pretty much your whole time on this earth, that's all you know.
It's so
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
It is so true. Yeah, I mean,
So
some
yeah,
people don't even travel out of their town, no longer their state,
you know,
so or the country.
exactly.
So,
So
like,
I went to college in Florida. My brother went to college in California. So it's like we definitely, you know what I'm saying, we jumped off the porch for real. And then after college, you know what I'm saying, after I graduated from college, I went and moved to China, you know what I'm saying, where I was teaching English to children. You know what I'm saying, as
yes, and don't.
a
Yes, before you jump into that juice, hold on before you jump into the juicy the China. How many years did you play football for?
I say roughly about almost 10 years. I almost
Wow.
reached a decade. Yeah, because I started playing to 8th grade. So from 8th grade to my senior year of college, I'll say that's about 9 years, right? Yeah, that's 9 years. 4 years high school, 4 years in college, 1 year in middle school. So
Wow. And what position did you play?
I've only played. I played multiple positions within this unit,
Hmm.
but I've only been on one sector of the football field my entire career, and that's in the secondary on the defense.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
a DB to the DB to the T. I played cornerback, nickel corner, strong safety, free safety, you name it.
Wow.
I played every position in the back end. Only position I've ever played. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Nice. Nice. And I guess now, do you do anything with football? Are you coaching at all? Are you? You said you had a game
Yeah.
that was a football game.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I coach for Wheeler High School. I coach the DBs on the varsity and JV level, and the defensive coordinator for JV.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. Yes. Nice, nice, nice. Super. Okay, so now let me ask you for the goody goods. Because I'm living here in Asia, in Japan, in Tokyo, and I've lived here probably 16, almost 17 years. So when I saw your story, I was really like, what? Living here, I have an idea about just being, they're a different type of Asian, but just how Asian people are, they're just different from how we are.
No,
And
fact.
living abroad is just different from America anyway. So, can you tell us about your experience in China and what brought you there? leading up to this main event of the arrest and the lockup?
Yeah, so overall, I started my football career ended like November 2017, my senior year of college. So as soon as football was over with, I knew the NFL wasn't gonna be in the picture. So I was like, all right, shit, what's next? You know what I'm saying? This football is coming to an end. You know what I'm saying? Being able to identify as a student athlete or as a football player, you know what I'm saying, I won't be able to do anymore. So, damn, Chance, who are you? What's next? You know what I'm saying? What do you enjoy out of life? What do you want out of life? You know what I'm saying? What do you aspire to be? What's your purpose? These are questions I couldn't answer. I had no clue. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm like, I got to start somewhere. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to start somewhere. So I just started applying for jobs immediately after the season ended. Just started applying for jobs in the corporate world, mainly sales positions, management positions, marketing positions. You know what I'm saying? Those type of fields. And I landed some dope interviews, like getting flown out, put up in hotels, getting cars rented out to me, the whole nine. But I just I couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't land a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting all this nice treatment. I'm landing the interviews, going to the interviews, but it's something about being in the interview and it's like I'm not performing well. I'm doing my thing, but I'm coming up with the short end of the stick when it comes to just landing an actual position. And I did this shit for like 8 months straight. I did this for 8 months straight. I done graduated. I'm back home and everything, and still ain't landed nothing. And now I'm just at the crossroad where I was with football early on in my career when it wasn't really going the way I wanted it to. You know what I'm saying? Just adversity. You know what I'm saying? Stickiness in the picture. But we all know that adversity introduces a man to himself. So it's like, hey, I quit, throw in the towel, say, man, forget this. It is what it is. But keep going, because I know if I quit, I'll never be shit. For real. If I quit, I definitely won't make anything happen. I definitely want to amount to nothing. So that's not even an option. Just, I don't know, something gonna happen, something gonna pop, but you gotta stay down. Trust the process, keep going. So I continue my job searching process.
So how long is this now that you say you're searching?
So this is like June, July.
Okay.
I graduated and everything. I'm back home. I've been back home a month and change, and I'm still scrambling, trying to find something to shape. And I'm on LinkedIn job searching, and I see a tab in the search engine, like in the filters, and I've never seen this button before. You know what I'm saying? All the times I did my job searching, but it was a button that said international. I was like, damn, why haven't I thought to look outside of the U.S. for opportunities? I'm like, I'm shooting myself in the foot. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. I'm like, clearly I've been at this thing for months, and I'm like, America's not messing with me. Let me see what's going on outside the country. Right? Yeah, something got to shake. So I'm going through the list of jobs they have, and that's when I seen, hey, teach English abroad in China. I said, that sounds fun. I've always been interested in China, so I'm like, okay, I click on it. What's the requirements? Only thing they require, we need, as long as you got a bachelor's degree, it don't matter what it's in. I'm like, okay, check. You got a clean background. Oh, check. Native English speaker, or you have your master's in English. Check. Well, let me see. Let me read the job description. I'm like, okay, man, I feel like I can do this. That's how I've been applying for jobs up until this point. Anyway, because I played football. I didn't have no work experience, but I'm a student athlete. I'm a fast learner. I'm disciplined. I'm coachable. All you got to do is just show me the ropes. After that, I'm going to take it and run with it. So if I feel like I can, if in my spirit I can perform the requirements, I can, you know what I'm saying, take care of that. All right, better sign me up for it. Just show me the ropes.
Nice.
So I applied for it, and the application process was simple. All I had to do was submit a resume. I had to go fill out no 100 questionnaire for an hour and 30 minutes and all, you know what I'm saying? Do this assess. I ain't, man, I said, oh, man, that's even easier. Boom, boom. I keep going on by my search. A couple days passed. The recruiter hit me up, want to set up an interview. We do the interview. Like a week, a few more days passed. The recruiter hit me back up. We chopping it up, and she like, yeah, we want to move forward with you as a candidate. It's the first job to tell me yes after all this time.
Wow.
Yes, if answer buts about it.
We said, let's go, lady. Let's get this sorted out.
My mom was already sold. I'm like, I know it's still like a big decision to make. And they was like, we're gonna give you like 5 days before you give us a definite answer. So I slept on it for a few days, tapped in with all my tribe, and I got a green light from everybody. So I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. So I got hired in like late July.
Now, is this your first time to leave the country?
No, I've been to London. I've been to Bahamas.
Okay.
That's about it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, at least you had the passport. I mean, some people don't even have that, so you know.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, you're right. So, yeah, got hired in like late July. It was like a 3-month long process to get my visa to go over there. So in the process, while I was waiting for that, I had to do like a little training course to get my TEFL degree teaching English as a foreign language. Mm-hmm. That took me probably not even a month to do, because it was, you know what I'm saying, it's all online. So it's based on how fast and how hard you work. So I ain't had no job at that point in time. So I went on here and knocked that thing out. I don't like procrastinate. I'm like, come on, man, let's go ahead and finish this so we can go on about our business. Man.
I know that's right.
So went on ahead and knocked that out, and I took it upon myself to start learning a little bit of the language, because I didn't want to be out there looking like a deer in headlights when the guns bullets are flying and they folks talking, and I'm sitting there looking like crabs, like I don't know what's going on, looking left and right. So I'm like, yeah, let me learn a little bit of this language. Let me definitely start getting acclimated to being around kids. So I applied for just some random positions at, you know what I'm saying, schools within my county. Mm-hmm. So I was like a lunchroom monitor, and I work after school program. So I'm like, yeah, this is going to be perfect. 2 part-time jobs, and both, you know what I'm saying, around kids. So I just, you know what I'm saying, I just get acclimated to them, being, you know what I'm saying, around them. And yeah, I think I Ubered as well on the side. So I did all of that, you know what I'm saying, while the visa was getting processed. And then once that thing got processed, my flight was booked for October 10th, 2018. And that's when I left the country and into China the very next day.
It's a long flight, isn't it?
15 hours.
Yeah, it's a long flight.
But it wasn't all in one lump sum. It was 5 hours from here to Seattle.
Oh, you had a break. Okay. Because mine is direct. It's a direct flight. So I'm 12 and a half or 13, depending on the way. But yeah. Yeah, it's long. It's long. You just buckle in for it.
Man.
Wow. And so, okay, you arrive in China with the company that you have been hired with. And what is it that they're giving you? Room and board is coming with your job, or are they?
Well. So I worked for EF. Anyway, I'm pretty sure some people that are familiar with it, especially if you've been in this field, English first, education first, whichever one. That's a company I got hired by. Definitely, it's a good company as far as like, man, how are you trying to just teach abroad somewhere? Hey, they'll get you in the door for sure. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, they'll get you in the door for sure. But it won't come with all of the amenities that some companies offer, like you said, room and board and all that other stuff. So they put us up in a hotel for 2 weeks while we went through training. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying, in addition to that, we had to find apartments to live in within those 2 weeks. But they, you know what I'm saying, they provided us with realtors, or it's just you know what I'm saying, showed us where we can find real estate. We ain't like the ones they suggested or recommended. But all in all, the ball was in our court. Mm-hmm. And after them 14 days is up, you know what I'm saying, the company only paid for 2 weeks for us to stay in this hotel. So after that, he ain't find no place to live. You gonna have to come out of pocket for it. Wow. But it is still gonna be cheap just because it's China. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We just fresh out here. We ain't trying to be spending no money just yet. Now,
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? On that, at least on that type of time. So we, you know what I'm saying? I ended up finding an apartment on the east side of Beijing in Qingnanlu business district of Beijing. And I partnered, got roomed with my boy Bari. Me and him was in the same like recruiting group, same intake group. And his job, the school he worked at was like one train station down from, you know what I'm saying, Qingnanlu. So the recruiter's like, hey, y'all would be perfect to live together. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know what I'm saying, y'all work extremely close. You know what I'm saying? My job was in Qingnanlu. His job was...
okay, you were in town.
Yeah, literally, I walk out my complex, walk across the street to the big mall, and I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? His job was in Shilipu, which is one stop down. So we found us an apartment in Qingnanlu. Apartment was nice, 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. The bathrooms are different in China, of course. It ain't like American or Western style bathrooms. Like, yeah, I mean, we had a regular Western toilet, but our washing machine was in the bathroom as well. And the shower, it was no like real borders to separate, you know what I'm saying, make the shower a separate section within the bathroom. Like, shower right here, like you see the shower head coming out the back of the wall in the bathroom, and it ain't no curtains, it ain't like no, it's just the rest of the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a shower room. Yeah, it can wet up everything.
Not for real. Like the washing machine is really right next to you as you showering. Like, wow. So that was because like that was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, one person take it off from you. It ain't even like, hey bro, I got to take a number 2, bro. I got, but you got to hold it. You got to hold it. Yeah. So, but so we moved in. The training was smooth. You know what I'm saying? Of course. Training was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a breeze. We're going to walk in here. This is going to be cakewalk. Nah. Like, they really teaching us how to, like, run and facilitate a classroom, like, for real. And definitely to the point where children will be able to be successful. So it was, you know what I'm saying, challenging, especially being a student athlete. I was always a great student athlete. You know what I'm saying? I always took my academics seriously. I wouldn't have made it to college ball if that wasn't the case. But with that being said, did I have to work extremely hard at, you know what I'm saying, being a student? No. But you just show up and put in a little bit of effort, man, the teachers would, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna mess with you. So the fact that I had to go from just that mindset to now have to be the instructor and providing the curriculum and monitoring and evaluating, I'm like, whoa, it was a psych trip for sure. But of course I got adjusted to it. And then we moved into an apartment. We had to spend a lot of money just for the first month rent deposit and all that. And then luckily the apartment came furnished, so we had to buy furniture. Nice. Yeah, so I mean, then we just had to buy pots and pans and all that other stuff. So man, for like the first 2 weeks, I spent the first solid 2 weeks, man. Every day all we was eating was instant noodles and bread, bro. Like,
sound like university, right? Okay.
Come on, man. We back on that grind, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then once, you know what I'm saying, a month, I say about 2 months passed. That's when, like, the bread really started to roll in. Because then we got, on that second check, we got all our reimbursements for all the money we spent to get to China.
Oh, nice.
Reimbursed plus our check. So, now we lit. And you know what I'm saying? Now the bread just starting to roll. Now we lit. Oh, yeah. China was absolutely amazing. I love the people. The people were nice. The people were cool. The people were, like, I had a great experience with the people of China. Ironically, just because people, especially here in America, have their preconceived notions
Mhm.
of Chinese people or of Asian people, and
Mhm.
just like Asian people have very preconceived notions of us. It's nothing but ignorance on both ends of the spectrum. That's really
Right.
all it
Speak
is.
about it. You're right.
That's all it is. It's ignorance on both ends of the spectrum, and it just depends on the individuals being open-minded enough to, you know what I'm saying, hear each other out and learn about one another.
That's true. Yep.
That's all it is.
Well,
That's
you know,
really
we
it.
always fear things that we don't understand. You
Of
know,
course,
so it's
human
so true.
human nature. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna choose the path of least resistance,
It's okay.
without a doubt. So, you know what I'm saying? I love the people. I'm talking about the best customer service I have ever received in my entire life.
Oh wow.
I'm talking about everywhere we went, these folks showed love. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never had it, or you know what I'm saying, endured no BS aside from like taxi drivers, because taxi drivers gonna try to finagle their way just
Hmm.
good. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, best customer service ever. The culture is very, very different, but you can respect it just because how these people are,
Hmm.
how militant they are, how disciplined they are, orderly they are. Especially if you play sports, football in particular, it was in the military, you have a deep reference for it because you're used to a system that's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I respected the culture. Um,
The shopping is
to an
good
extent.
too. The food and the
Oh
shopping.
yeah, man.
I've been to
Everything is
Beijing one
cheap.
time. Yeah.
Everything is cheap. Food is fire. Authentic Chinese food, fire, 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 fire.
Yes, it is so good. It is so good.
Fire, fire. And it's good,
And
healthy
it's
for you.
cheap.
You know
Yeah,
what
it's right. I was like, oh wow,
I'm
this
saying?
looks completely different than what I was imagining. Like,
Man, I lost so much weight out there, but the food was good. The nightlife was amazing.
hmm.
Oh man, the nightlife was lit. And then and then teaching all in all, I enjoyed teaching the kids because that's what I was out there to do most importantly. So, you know what I'm saying?
So
I
you did
definitely
enjoy
enjoyed.
the experience of with the children
Oh
since it was
yeah,
something new.
yeah. I'm working with kids as young as 3 years old, all the way up to 14,
Wow.
but mainly that elementary school age, like mainly kindergarten, about third grade. Like I'm working with the babies, so all we doing is playing games for the
Hmm.
most part. I
Nice.
got it. We still learning this lessons, but we got to make this thing a game. So they are, you know what I'm saying, enthused by it, and you know what I'm saying, and they definitely gonna give you the effort. You know what I'm saying, to compete. Cause all my games is nothing but competition. We gonna compete. We gonna
Well,
compete.
that's what makes it
So
really good, right? If there's some competition in it, it's like,
yeah, we
okay,
gonna compete. Like it
people
ain't
giving
like
their
it's like
all.
on it's like no academic competing now. We gonna see who athletic. I'm gonna place these flashcards around the room. I'm gonna put y'all in the center. I'm gonna call out a flashcard. Let me see who can sprint to that flashcard, smack it, come back to the center fastest, or
Oh,
lay them
nice.
out the line. We're gonna broad jump to the to the flashcard on the list. We're gonna sprint down, touch that flashcard, and run back. I'm gonna see who athletic, and you know what I'm saying. So
That's
I
great.
made it fun, and I was 22, 23 at the time. I'm only 26 now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still a young cat. I
I
was
was
even
about to say,
younger
yes,
then.
you are. Anything with the twin in front of two is super young. So, yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still a young cat now, but it's like I was even younger then, so I was able to match their energy. You know what I'm saying? They
Hmm.
love that. Um, so I enjoyed teaching as well, man. The kids are so lit, so lit, and they was man, it was a lot of brilliant ones too, and just like ones I definitely like had like just spiritual connections with. Like, man, like you got a great spirit. I can tell you gonna be something special when you get older. I can just tell just because how you are and the way you behave, you carry yourself at this very young age.
Hmm.
The fact that me from two completely backgrounds can't even speak the same language fully, don't look nothing alike, but you know what I'm saying.
You
Here
can
we
tell
are.
that
You know what I'm
energy, that
saying. You
spirit
put us together.
is, yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And the kids are impressionable. You know what I'm saying. So it's
so
like
true.
you work with kids. You know what I'm saying. You are definitely molding them and shaping them for you know what I'm saying who they will be at
Yes.
the end of the day. You will definitely play a role. So I definitely enjoyed you know what I'm saying working there. And all in all, man, China was lit. China was a great, great experience. I love meeting other foreigners out there because like, okay, I came out here by myself. I don't know anybody, so
Hmm.
you know what I mean. I can't really speak Mandarin like that, so I ain't gonna be talking to the locals for real. So
Right.
I can
It's
only
nice to have the foreign friends. Yeah, they help you.
And then that's just so, and it's so interesting because like at all places I could have met y'all, I met y'all on the other side of the world in Beijing.
Right.
What are the odds of that? Like, how many people can say that?
So
Oh yeah, I
true.
met him in China. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So true.
yeah, so it was a vibe. Like, China was lit, man. I encourage everybody to visit Beijing, visit Shanghai, Hong Kong. Like, visit China definitely. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe. You'll enjoy it. But most importantly, just travel in general.
I
You know what I'm
agree
saying? It
too.
don't matter.
Just getting out to
Yeah.
see new places. Now, how long were you there in China before this event happened?
6 months.
Okay, so 6 months you working, you kicking it, you living the life, and
Man.
then bring us up to the day of the event.
Yep. So I entered China October 10th, 2018.
Call out that date. Okay.
And then on April 4th, 2019, is when everything hit the fan. My life changed forever. So it's a Thursday. It's a day off for me. My days off, my weekends were Wednesday and Thursday. That was another thing that was different. So you know what I'm saying? Instead of the weekend being on like the actual weekend, my weekend was Wednesday and Thursday. So it's a Thursday for me. It's my Sunday. I'm chilling. I then went through my typical morning routine. And now I'm back at the house. I'm finna get ready to. I got an event to head to that afternoon. To meet with. It was a team builder event that our company hosts. Team builder events every month, and they do like 5 different things that you can choose from.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna go to a fan painting event. You know, the Chinese fans they got, so you can customize your own.
Oh,
So that's what I
nice.
was gonna get. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be lit. And Nipsey Hussle had just passed away at the time, so I was gonna create a whole Nipsey Hussle fan. Like I was gonna deck it all out just for him. So before I head to the event, I'm finna pregame first. So I'm in the apartment. I'm drinking some Chinese liquor and smoke some cannabis at my little silver pipe. And after I get crossfaded, you know what I'm saying, I start getting dressed. I'm pretty much ready to go. For the most part, I got like just few final things to make sure I got intact before I dip. And in the midst of me wrapping everything up, I hear a knock at the door. Guests aren't unfamiliar, but curious to see who it is. I look through the peephole, and on the other side of the door stood 3 officers from the Beijing police. And right then and there, my heart just dropped into my stomach. And I'm like, oh, I got spooked. Like, I'm like, oh, snap, what they doing here? So I scramble, put everything up, go open the door. They walk in immediately. The one, they standing in like a triangle. So the officer in front, he starts speaking. I have no clue what he's saying. It's written on my face. I don't know what he's saying. So he pulls out his phone. And he starts speaking into the phone. And then he shows me the phone. So he's spoken to the translator app. So now I'm reading the translation. It says, "Are you on drugs?" No, bro, what you talking about? No, bro, you tripping. No, I'm playing the fool. Like, what do you, no, I don't even know. I don't know what you talking about. He's speaking to the phone again. He showed me the translation. "Are there any drugs in the house?" Family, again, where are you getting this information? No, you ain't even say hello. How you doing first and foremost?
Right.
Are you good? Like, nah, bro, you don't know what type of time you on there. We ain't on none of that. I'm like, passport? You probably need some passport. You know what I'm saying? So I go grab my passport, apartment contract, visa. I grab all my documents, go back in there in the living room, slap everything on the table. Like, bro, this is what you need to look at. I don't know what type of time you on, but this type of time I'm on. Check out it. I'm legit. I'm who I'm who I say I am. You know what I'm saying? Go on about your business. So the officer that was speaking to me, he sit down. He going through my documents. The other 2 officers, they just walking around the apartment, just gently scoping the place out with their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Time passes, and then they tell me to have a seat at my dining room table. So I sit down, and now I feel like things may not end well. And so a few minutes into me sitting down, I hear footsteps coming from down the hall. Because mind you, they never closed the front door after they walked in, so the front door still wide. So I hear footsteps coming from down the hall. So I lean back just so I can see, you know what I'm saying, into the hallway who's coming. And it's another officer approaching the apartment with something in his hand. I still don't think much of it because I'm just trying to, okay, it's the heat of the moment right now. It's a fog of war. I'm trying to figure out how am I going to finesse this situation, how I'm going to get out of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is this going to play out while remaining my cool. So the officer enters the apartment and he hands the item that he has to the officer that I was originally speaking to.
Mm-hmm.
And that officer communicates to me to pee into the cup. So it was a drug test right there on the spot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. I knew it was over with. So he said that, I dropped my head. I was like, yeah, it's over with. I started shaking. I was like, yeah, boy, it's over with, boy. It is over with. So I go in the bathroom, try to do the drug test. Of course, I can't piss at home. So.
Of course, right?
I'm like, bro, I'm gonna
Nothing's coming
drink
out.
some water, bro. I'll drink some water, bro. I'm like, hopefully that helped dilute my urine a little bit. Hopefully I can at least pray. So I'm drinking as much water. I'm chugging the water. About 10, 20 minutes pass. I think I feel the urge to pee, so I go into the bathroom, force myself. I'm still forcing myself, finally get it up. I let a little bit out into the toilet and then fill the cup up and hand the cup to the officer. The results come back instantly.
Oh, did they take it somewhere?
I gave the cup to the officer. He set that thing on the table and they all huddled around the cup, like looking at it. And like 2-3 seconds later, all of them just started looking at each other. Their body language just started to change. I was like, oh, snap. So the officer that spoke to me originally, he walked up to me. He's speaking in Chinese. He's like, Dama. I'm like, boy, what are you talking about? Then he do like a smoking gesture, Dama. He's talking about weed. I'm like, I'm sitting there acting like I don't even know what he's talking about. Like, but I don't know what you talking about. But so within all of this, like me doing actually peeing in the cup and waiting on the results, or at least waiting for me to pee and actually doing the drug test, multiple officers that entered the apartment. So now originally it was 3, like 5 to 6 or 7 at this point. So, and one of the officers that's in the apartment speaks English fluently. So he approaches me like, hey, you failed the drug test. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Your drug test proves that the last time you smoked was as recent as a week ago. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay. But I'm from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? This is the city of finesse. You live by finesse, you die by the finesse. So I'm steady trying to finesse the situation. Like, I don't know what they talking about, or just trying to give them BS answers. Like, okay, yeah, I met these folks at the club. I don't even know who the people. I don't know who the people were.
Well, how did they know that you failed the test? Like, what was because all you did was pee in the cup. Was the cup like a special cup?
Like it was, I guess it's one of them instant drug. Like you can go to a dollar store and get like an instant drug test, like a drug test.
Wow.
Yeah, but it wasn't. They drug tests out there in China, like their cups, like it's like how can I explain this? So think of a pregnancy test when a female pees on the pregnancy stick.
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is a few minutes, and you're gonna see like two blue lines. Exactly, it's only all the time. But on their drug test tests for everything, not just one thing. They test for everything in your system. It's gonna pull up on that drug test.
Wow.
So yeah, they on a whole different type of time.
Wow.
So you know what I'm saying? Me and the officer, we going back and forth. He steady questioning me. First thing that come to my head, I'm just blurting out. You know what I'm saying? Panic. I'm still high out of my mind. I'm still geeked up, man.
Oh my gosh.
I'm panicking. You know what I'm saying? The moment's too big. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pushing out my leg, but I'm still trying to keep my composure. But so we going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm lying. I'm sure he knows. I'm catching myself like, I'm like, oh my goodness. He just asked me something like that. I'm like, man, this is bad. And then once he realized that I wasn't gonna give him any information to work with, like he's just wasting his time. He's like, all right. He posed a question that I knew the charade was up. Cause he asked me a question. He said, are you sure? Cause he kept asking me he'll ask me something pertaining to, and you know what I'm saying, just rant like where I get the drugs from, and then he'll ask me if there were still drugs in the house. Like he'll piggyback from those two questions. So he'll be like, all right, so who was you with when you smoked? I was like, I was at the club with some folks. Who were they? I don't know. Are you sure there ain't drugs in the house? No, ain't no drugs in the house. Okay. Did you leave America recently? Yeah, I left about 2 weeks ago. Okay. Are you sure ain't no drugs in the house? Like he kept coming back to, and I'm like, bro. So after like third, fourth time, I'm like, bro, no. Like I can't, bro. I done said no like 4 times. Why you keep asking me that? And then that's when he was like, are you sure there are no drugs in the house? In like a bag or a container or something? And once he listed those 2 specific places, because that's why I hid my stash. I'm like, oh yeah, it's over. I said, it's over with. I bet. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, the charade is up at this point. Like I said, I'm from Atlanta. You live by the finesse, you die by the finesse. I died by the finesse that day. I died by the finesse. I ain't gonna, hey man, it is what it is. I live to finesse every day, but now I gotta hold
That's right.
I gotta hold myself accountable. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm caught red-handed at this point. You know what I'm saying? Charade's up. He said, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. So he said, show me. I get up to show him where I hid my stash. And of course, once I enter my room, everything has been discovered and is laid out on my bed. So they was really just messing with me to see if they was going to pull any extra information out of me. So they asked me if I need to finish getting dressed. I'm like, ironically, bro, I was finna get ready to walk out the door prior to y'all knocking on it. See what I'm saying? So I throw my shoes on. We walk back to the living room. Tell me to turn around, throw the handcuffs on me.
Oh, God.
Escort me out the building and set me down the police van. 2 officers entered the van with me. The rest of them, they walk off. I see them walking towards the entrance. Like they just walking towards the entrance of the parking lot. I mean, of the complex. Like I don't know where they're going. They're just walking in the opposite direction the van is in, high-fiving each other. Like they just made you know what I'm saying? Wow. Excellent. Won the Super Bowl. It's like, so now I'm just in the back of the van, like, man, all right, here we are. I don't know how this is gonna play out. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen next? Nobody knows this is gonna happen to me. But hey, I know I'm finna find out. Eventually, I'm finna find out. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so in this moment, have you realized like how in the world had they found out about this? Has that come to your mind about like how this connection has been made somehow? Is someone like ratted you out?
No, it was just accountability at that point. There's no sense of pointing the finger, because one, I'm in a communist country smoking weed. Who's tripping? Me. I'm tripping. I'm wild.
Yeah.
So, and then I've been, you know what I'm saying? I told myself that I wasn't gonna partake in one, I didn't think I was gonna be. It wasn't even gonna be no weed over there. So that's what in my mindset. I'm like, okay.
We say I'm good. It ain't even gonna be there.
Little did I know. Oh shit! Hey, it's out here. It's out here. So I'm like, okay, I went against my word. So hey, that's all right. Boom, that's 2. All right. So I was in the communist country, doing something I know I shouldn't have been doing. I said I wasn't gonna even do it, and I still did it. So it's like at this point, I'm just holding myself accountable. Like there's no pointing the finger, nobody to blame but me for being in this situation. And I'm like, it is what it is, for real, for real. I know I'm gonna be good when it's all said and done. I just don't know how this thing's gonna play out. But I know I'm gonna find out. I'm finna find out sooner or later. So
wow.
We ride, we get to the first precinct, which is like 5 minutes away from the crib. We get in there, they walk me to like, you know, the typical scene you see on movies and TV show when they bring in new arrests and they sit them down in the chairs, you see the officers on desk duty.
Mm-hmm.
It's that typical scene, but the Chinese version. Like, so just imagine that in your hand, but it's straight Chinese, and you the only foreigner in there, you know what I'm saying? So it's that type of time, all eyes on me, of course. Of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, they set me down in the chair. I'm still high. I'm still geeked up, and I'm just processing everything, like recapping on everything, reflecting, like, man, what just happened? How did this even happen? Regardless of how it happened, hey, man, it's gonna be. I told myself while I was sitting there in that chair, I was like, I know I'm gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Take note of every minor detail, because this is going to be a great story to tell once you're out of this predicament. And most importantly, enjoy this high one last time.
Right? Basking in it.
Like, boy, we don't know what's going to happen, boy, so enjoy this high one last time, boy. It might be the last one. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, but hey, yeah, we're gonna go out with a bang for sure. Yo, I'm really at peace, like for real, for real. I don't know what's gonna go on. I'm very calm, cool, and collected. Yeah, people be so surprised when they read the book, like, bro, you was so chill. Like, I'd have been tripping. I like, hey, man, accountability. But anyway, about 30, 40 minutes pass, they come get me from the little sitting area, and we get back in the van. Now I'm confused. I'm like, okay, they must be, I'm like, they probably finna let me go. Cause I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Ain't nobody explaining nothing to me either. So we riding. Next thing, like 30 minutes passed. Now we at another like facility, like another precinct, but it's a lot bigger. We enter this one. They had me change clothes, and then they throw me into a holding cell. I'm in a holding cell with other Chinese folks, other Chinese men. About a couple 30 minutes from past, 45 minutes from past, they come get me from the holding cell, take me to the basement of the precinct, enter to this all white room furnished with a table, 2 chairs, a camera sitting on the tripod, and across from that set of furniture was a chair that looked like an electric chair. So they walked me up to this electric chair looking chair, and they open it. And now they're just looking at me, and I'm looking at them like, y'all really want me to sit my ass down in this chair? And they look at me like, hell yeah. So I sat my ass down. Oh that chair locked my shins, thighs, waist, chest, arms, all into one place. The only part of my body I could really move was my head and my wrists. And after I'm locked into the chair, 2 officers enter the room, and one of them introduces himself. He speaks English fluently. He introduced himself, and you know what I'm saying, it's like, okay, this is gonna be your official interrogation. So they hit me with just a series of questions. And by this time, I've had plenty of time to come up with a good story to finesse them with. So I gave them my story. The other officer was transcribing the whole interview. So once the interview was, once the interrogation was done, you know what I'm saying, he brought a transcription over to me, and I'm sitting over. I try to proofread. I can't read nothing, but they had me sign it, thumbprint it, and then they released me from the chair.
And this is written in Chinese, right? That's why you're saying you couldn't read it. Okay.
Yeah. So they released me from the chair, take me back upstairs, throw me back in the holding cell while I'm sitting there for like another 20, 30 minutes, and they come back and get me again, take me to get my handprint and mugshot taken, and throw me back into the holding cell. And I'm in that holding cell for, you know what I'm saying, X amount of hours.
Wow.
Now,
are you eating anything? Have anyone given you any food, something to drink?
Not at all. My heart's starting to come down too, so now I'm fading out of consciousness. But I'm not even hungry nor thirsty, bro. I'm not hungry nor thirsty. Like, and my heart coming down, so now I'm getting sleepy. But I'm sitting down handcuffed, so it's hard to get comfortable like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're still cuffed in the holding cell?
Oh, yeah, I'm still handcuffed. I'm probably one of the only ones still handcuffed.
And are you cuffed in front or are you cuffed in back?
Behind my back. Hands behind my back.
Okay.
Yeah. So hours have passed. Every time I wake up from, you know what I'm saying, sleeping, look at the window in the back of the cell, the sun is fading more and more into still darkness. And they come and grab me from the cell, and we enter the lobby, and they bring me my basket of clothes, tell me to get dressed. I'm like, okay, bet. Woo! They folks finna let me go, man. Golly. I'm like, it's been a process, but hey, I was compliant. You know what I'm saying? I did everything they asked of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's good now. I'm finna get ready to go home. So I throw my clothes back on. As I get dressed, they had me follow them through this door that's behind the front desk. So we enter the door, and now we're in the hallway. At the end of the hallway, it's a small room, crowded with officers. So I'm following the CO, and as we get closer to the room and enter it, I can only assume that this is some form of evidence room because there's evidence bags everywhere. There's no sense of organization at all. It's just clutter. In front of us is a desk or a table almost, and on The right side of the table are 4 TV monitors. That's like one unit. It's like one unit of 4 TV monitors where they watch the footage of the body cameras, the officers' body cameras. And in the center of the table is a DVD and everything that got confiscated from my apartment. So they take the flour that I got caught with, and they weigh it up right in front of me. Now, this is a very, very interesting part of the story because it's a foreshadow, and it's one of the very first signs I received from my ancestors or from the higher realm, wherever you want to say, in regards to how this process is going to work out and how long I was going to be there in that situation. So they weigh up the weed right in front of me, and it totals out to be 1.4 grams. Now, for those that partake in cannabis, 1.4 grams, man, that's absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. That's probably one joint, and that is about it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't partake in cannabis, we're talking units of measurement. 1.4 grams of anything is not a lot. So I didn't have much on me at all. But look at that decimal, 1.4. If you remove that decimal, what number do you get?
14.
Hence the title of the book. And how many days I was in. That was one of the very first signs I received. Because I didn't receive any information in regards to, up until this point, I haven't gotten any information. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right? They handing you an interrogation in Mandarin, like, proofread this.
Yeah, right. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They say job, I say how high, for sure. So, but with that being said, I didn't receive no information about how long I was going to be there, particularly, the entire time. Mm-hmm. But they put everything on paper, like, document all that, type it all up, and then they give me give me that paper to proofread it again, like I can't read it, and tell me to stop it, thumbprint it, and now we get back into the van.
Wow.
And okay, I'm like, all right, they gotta be. And now we get back in the van, they tell me to crank the car up. I look at the radio, it's like 1:30 in the morning. But they arrested me at like 11 something. That morning. You know what I'm saying? They arrested me like
11 a.m. Oh, snap.
11 a.m. So I'm like, bro, I'd have been in these folks' custody for like 14 hours. Like,
wow.
I've been like all day, you know what I'm saying? I've been compliant. I'm like, bro, there's no way they're not going to take me home at this point. So we riding. And I've been in Beijing for only 6 months, but I feel like I've learned, I have at least a good idea of the area for the most part. And I'm looking at the street sign, I'm like, bro, I feel like we're not getting anywhere close to where I stay, bro. Like, I don't think we're going anywhere close. I don't even know where we're going. And then 40 minutes pass, and we arrive at this facility with tall walls and barbed wire. I was like, oh, we just getting started. Man, so we enter the facility, go straight to the infirmary. They do a quick little physical. After the physical, take me to the room where the rest of they take me to the room to get my bowl, my spoon, my uniform, and then have me place all my clothes that I came in into a bag and put that bag into the storage room where they keep all the other inmate stuff. And then after that, we ride the elevator up to the second floor where the men are housed, and we get to cell 209. And the CO opens the cell door. Mind you, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning at this point. So the CO opens the cell door. Instantly, my psyche is thrown for a loop. I just see a huddle of bodies sleeping on wood. And across from the bodies slumbering are 2 people standing against the wall watching them sleep. So, of course, with them being up, and you know what I'm saying, we make eye contact. And the last thing I was expecting to see was 2 folks watching other people sleep. And the last thing they expected to see was his brother with dreads coming through the door. So we just had this awkward moment of just eye contact, like.
Now, wait, are these other people like other inmates or are they officers?
Yeah. No, these are inmates.
So inmates are watching other people sleep?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
These all Chinese folks.
That's creepy. Okay.
So we just looking at each other, a little crazy. So I step into the cell, cell close, slams this door shut. So I'm sitting right in the door frame, right outside the door, inside of the door frame of the cell. Ahead of me is a small little alleyway to the back of the cell. I say the cell isn't that big. From the front door to the back wall is probably like maybe 15 yards, if that. Now I'd probably say about 10, about 10 to 15 yards. To the right of the cell is all the beds. So it's like these huge wooden planks, 9 of them in total. And you know what I'm saying, they all have cubbies up underneath them. And above me, I'm still standing in the door. Above me is this TV mounted on the wall. To my left is the bathroom. It's its own separate room, but the walls are made of glass so everybody can see inside. You got a sink, a squat toilet, of course. So for those that don't know what that is, nothing but a hole in the ground that you squat over. Mm-hmm. And shower ain't nothing but a water hose with a shower head tied to it. You got black mold all on the walls, gnats and flies and insects flying around. So it's not the most cleanly place, to say the least. It's a camera in the right. So now we're back in the cell. There's a camera in the right corner room capturing the entire room. And in the back of the cell, very, very high, to the point like even if you're standing on the bunks, you can only see over it with, you know what I'm saying, with your head is a window, a huge window that's gated. But you know what I'm saying, we can open it, but it's still gated. You know what I'm saying, we can open the glass, but it's bars behind the glass. And that's pretty much the cell right there. So I walk in, take a few more steps, trying to find a spot to lay down. I'm doing the head count because I'm like, this thing look crazy. It look like a slumber party on these bunks. So, real, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's included me. It's 15 of us in this cell. Wow. And it's 9 beds. I'm like, well, that makes sense why it look like a slumber party. And there's 2 people standing taking watch. So I try to find me a spot to lie down. And one of the inmates that's taking watch, he wakes up 2 inmates to make room for me, and they do. And I just lie down. I set my hands on my chest. I'm laying down on my back, my hands on my chest, staring up at the bright light on the ceiling. And that's when reality fully kicked in. Like high's completely worn off by now. Mm-hmm. Now I'm actually in this detention center, and I have no clue how this situation's gonna play out. You know what I'm saying? I've been given no information. It's not looking too good, you know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, I got to hold myself accountable. You know what I'm saying? The reason I'm in this situation. So it is what it is with that point. What needs to happen for me to get up out of here? Now that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, well, first thing first, people got to realize I'm missing. So I didn't show up to that event I was supposed to go to, and I was going to meet coworkers and friends at. Mm-hmm. So is it weird that they knew I was going to show up, but I didn't? I mean, yeah, it's a little weird, but is it a red flag? No. Now, when I don't show up for work come Saturday morning for my 8 o'clock class, all hell is breaking loose. One, they got to find a teacher to cover my class last minute. Mm-hmm. And then one of my coworkers that I work at the same school with, she was going to be at that fan painting event too. So I already knew. I'm like, okay, I didn't show up to the event. I'm sure they called me and I didn't answer. And now I ain't show up for work and they called me, I still answer. That's going to be that red flag. And people will start searching for me then. In addition to that, I had a girlfriend that lived in America at the time still. So I'm like, when I don't respond to about 2 of her messages or calls, that's going to be another red flag. So I'm like, I know I'm going to have to at least sit through the weekend before I become missing on people's radar. Wow. And so I'm going to have to thug through the weekend and search for me and then. And so I'm like, until then, man, try to get you some rest. You know what I'm saying? It's been an eventful day. Try to get whatever rest you can, bro. And I did it like a quick little prayer to my ancestors and passed out. But yeah, I was locked up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15 people to one cell, 9 wooden beds.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So move me to the story of the point. So now you've been in there. We're getting close to the 14th day. How do you know when you're getting out since they haven't communicated anything to you?
Man,
who gets you out? What's?
I'm just asleep. Well, one, I had a dream about it. I had a dream about how my release would be. I want to say I had a dream. It's probably about like day 8. I had that dream. I want to say about day 8. I had that dream. That the guards came by the cell early, like before we was even time for us to get up. They came by early and called me. They just called me like, "Hey, come on, you finna go." It was on that type of time. That was a dream. So come day 14, I don't sleep. I hear the cell door open. I'm like, at this point, my internal alarm, I'm like, bro, it's too early for them to be opening the door, but they bring in new inmates throughout the night. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, okay, they just bringing in some more folks. And then I just hear them yelling the name until I realized that it was my Chinese name that they was yelling. And then my cellmate's like, yeah, they calling you. So I pop up, like, what's going on? He waving for me to come on. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what, bro? What you want? I'm asleep, bro. What you want? He waving. I'm like, bro, what is he talking about? And one of my partners was like, hey, bro, he telling you grab your bowl, bro. And then in that moment, I was just like, everything just slowed down. I was just like, whoo. It's like just slowed down completely. Like, whoo. I'm just reflecting on the dream I had and how in tune I was this entire 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying, with my subconscious to have these visions the way that I had and to witness how everything's playing out the exact way I had, you know what I'm saying? I had the vision. So it was just this huge epiphany. I'm in slow motion grabbing my bowl and
you're like, wow, this is happening right
I'm just
now.
so blown. I was like, bro, I was tapped in, bro. Like, I've never been this tapped in. I've never been this tapped in, bro. Like, this is wild. So I grabbed my belongings. I'm dapping up folks, and yeah, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? Walked out the cell. You know what I'm saying? Took me to get my clothes, and you know what I'm saying, from the storage room, and then took me to my apartment to pack up the rest of my stuff, and immediately from my apartment straight to the airport where I was deported from the country.
Wow. And so what about your roommate? You didn't see him when he was there in the passing of getting your stuff as well? He wasn't there.
So, it's a funny story with that, because in my book, I don't even mention I have a roommate. Initially, I don't mention I have a roommate.
I'm like, uh-oh, okay.
No, but like, I mention I have a friend. That's why I say I don't mention that he's my roommate. I want to see if people can connect that dot. Because the book is definitely, you know what I'm saying, I want to see who can, you know what I'm saying, who tapped in, who can connect dots, who can, you know what I'm saying, dissect, analyze, and critique, you know what I'm saying, make those certain connections. So on day 7, when I was still locked up, that's when we was meeting with the immigration dude. So they came and grabbed all the foreigners from the cells. So once we all in the hallway, we enter in the main lobby of the 2nd floor. Now I didn't know on the other side, like past the lobby, on the opposite side, was a whole nother sector of the jail. So I see inmates coming from that side too. I'm like, oh, this thing is huge. You know what I'm saying? So they got us all in the lobby facing the wall. In a straight line, they got us facing the wall. And then they calling us like you know what I'm saying, like by 5s or like by like 8 people to get on the elevator to go downstairs. So I'm like one of the first ones to get on the elevator. So I'm in the back of it, handcuffed. I'm just waiting. And one of the last people to enter the cell was my roommate. Or enter the elevator.
Oh my gosh.
And like me and him just look at each other, and like we have this deep sense of like satisfaction to see each other, like, because we had no clue when the next time we was gonna see each other. Like, I was definitely curious about what was gonna happen to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we just see each other and like we happy to see each other. We could, like, I can tell we happy to see each other. He casually makes his way by me. I'm like, boy, I'm so happy to see you, boy. Like, boy, we had no clue what happened to you, family. I'm like, boy, this shit's so crazy. He said, well, who you telling? So now we here laughing, we cracking jokes like, boy, we can't believe this done happened. And I was catching up, you know what I'm saying? Like he's giving his side of the story, I'm giving him my side of the story. So that's how, and you know what I'm saying? And it's dope in the book because like it's dope in the book. It's just like, man, I didn't think I was going to, man, it's just a curveball. Like it's a curveball, like for real. Like
Right.
you would think this was a movie. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the
like,
way that you've set it out sounds like this could be made for movie. Netflix, come on now.
Man, I'm telling you, like it's so, man, it was so much foreshadowing and bringing everything full circle. I'm like, man, this is crazy. This is something I really endured. But yeah, that's what happened to the roommate.
Wow.
And so I ended up getting out before him. He ended up doing like 30-some days.
Wow.
Yeah, he ended up doing 30-some days. He ended up doing a month. I only did 14. So I was back home in America a good amount of time before he finally got back.
And what about your stuff in China, like your clothing and belongings? Were you able to take everything?
So once I got back they took me to my apartment to pack up the rest of my stuff.
Okay, so you can actually pack up your stuff.
Yeah, but I'm like, bro, all I really need is my clothes, my PlayStation 3. And I need to go to a bank so I can get my money. I need to go to a bank. I need to get my bread before I go anywhere like that. I'm like, really, if anything, we can leave the clothes and all that other. I need to get my bread though. But I was able to go to the bank. There was ATMs at the airport, but I could only take out like $1,000 of their dollars or $2,000 of their dollars at a time. No, really like $1,000 of their dollars at a time. So I'm like, through per transaction, like, all right. So, and then with us being pressed for time, like it was a whole bunch of drama again once we got to the airport. Us being, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We rushing for, you know what I'm saying? We're pressed for time because once we got there, we didn't enter the airport. We sat in the damn car, watching the two officers escorting us to that escorted us to the airport, eat breakfast.
Oh my
gosh. We didn't arrive at the airport. Now we sitting in the back of this police car just watching these folks eat McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And once they finish, they take us inside the airport and like, okay, now y'all can go buy some food if y'all want to. So by the time we done did all of that, you know what I'm saying? Now we wait on the immigration. We wait on the immigration guy too. By the time he show up, we gotta go. I'm like, bro, we not late. It's not our fault that we're late, bro. It's y'all's fault that we're late.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So trying to get on us about moving slow and picking up the pace was like, bro, we want to get out of here just as much. Trust us. But the fact that we press for time, that's not on us. That's on y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's China. Hey, it's no wire.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the place where you feel like they do what they want.
Yeah,
sure.
They say hi. So
let me ask you, how has this experience changed your life? What have you walked away with from this particular situation that you didn't step in with?
Most importantly, it was everything that I was searching for. Mm-hmm. All in all, you remember them questions I was asking myself once football came to the end for me?
Yes.
I couldn't answer. Once all that was said and done, I was able to answer those questions. Wow. I was able to answer those questions. I found myself.
Wow.
So it took all of that. So
around the world in a jail cell. To find. I
thought it was gonna happen. Absolutely not. Because nobody, you know what I'm saying? But that's, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That was, you know what I'm saying? I was able to find myself, you know what I'm saying? Find my purpose. Everything I'm doing now, you know what I'm saying, is because of, you know what I'm saying, that experience. I wouldn't be teaching if it wasn't for China. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't have told me I was gonna be teaching. That wasn't even an idea as far as a career path. Come on. Child, please. Coaching either. I didn't want to coach either. But you know what I'm saying? Just opportunity presented itself. At that point in time, I had nothing else going on. So I'm like, hey, let's see what it's talking about. Wow. So now I'm a best-selling author. I can identify myself now. I'm a jack of all trades.
Yes. Why only have one hat when you can have many? Definitely. Definitely. So what is the hope for your book? It's been going out and selling, but what is your, besides being number one, what is it that you want people to
Um,
take away from it when they read?
Man, really, you know what I'm saying? Just we all are going to. Really got a quote that pretty much sums up what I feel like people should take away from my experience in 14 Days of Beijing.
Please
There's a
share
quote
it.
by Nipsey. It's a quote by Nipsey Hussle, and it goes, "Long-winded, running through this life like it was mine, never settling, but setting every goal high. 1,000 burpees on the path to my own success or self-destruction. But what's a mistake without the lesson? You see, the best teacher in life is your own experience. None of us know who we are until we fail. They say every man is defined by his reaction to any given situation. Well, who would you want to define you? Someone else or yourself? Whatever you choose to do, homie, keep your heart to it and stay strong." R.I.P. Nips.
All right now. Wow. Nice. Nice. Powerful, powerful, man. Powerful, powerful. Oh, my gosh, my gosh. I mean, yeah, this has been awesome. I really, really appreciate you sharing your story. And I mean, you've been doing it so many times, but still, it's like I, was reading some of the quotes from the reviews of your book. And one
Yeah.
says, the protagonist stays calm no matter what the situation, becomes more and more interesting as you read. One says, although this book was totally unlike the novels I read, the story kept me engaged. It moves slow with less action than I prefer, but there was no telling what would take place next. And I liked the character enough that I wanted to know. One more was saying, captivating, great story. The author keeps you engaged and constantly wondering what will happen next. Looking forward to the sequel. I know you like, I'm not trying to get locked up nowhere else to write a book. But I said that, I looked at that and cracked up like, lady, nobody trying to get locked up again to write a book. Then one of them said, an amazing read. The book has captivated me from the very beginning to the end. It makes you think outside the box while opening your mind to life lessons. The end definitely had me on the edge of my seat. Super, 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 super. Great job. Really great job with sharing your story and being here. I want to ask, I like to close with asking all of my guests this final question. Is your glass half empty or half full?
I'm always a half full type of guy. I'm a positive individual.
Yes.
So I'm always gonna look at the bright side of any situation. As y'all done heard from my story, me telling it, and then from the reviews.
Yes, yes, yes. Awesome.
Always, you know what I'm saying? Never let no hard time humble us. In quote the Nipsey Hussle.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, in all of it, with you staying calm and saying all that, I was saying to myself too, I'd be freaking out, but your peace of mind and your calmness is a lesson in itself to all of us that, things are going to work out. We just can't see what's going to happen. And you just have to stay still. You just have to stay in the moment and not be pulled in all directions by fear and doubt and all of the negative things that can take over. So that in itself is a lesson, at least it was for me, to feel that just be still in the storm, just try to be still. That from that, you'll be able to really get an understanding and a bearing about what's really going on around you. So that's awesome. Really, really great. Can I ask you, do you have any final thoughts for our listeners?
I hit y'all with that Nipsey Hussle quote. That's a very powerful quote. But I got another thought-provoking quote, or just a question for y'all. And wherever you are right now on your individual journey, and you know what I'm saying, whatever you may be doing, or what you plan to do, are you chasing a dream, or are you fulfilling your purpose? I'm gonna leave you out with that.
I love it. Woo! Yes. I mean, look, this particular episode is talking about your story, but yeah, we'll have to have you back on so we can get into the juice of life. I love it. Yes, that was good. I was over here silent, like, shut up, Chris. It's not your time to talk, but you hit it on the head. That's what I'm talking about. So excellently said. So excellently said. Wow, excellent. Your story was so great today. We really appreciate you being here to share it with us. And just to really say that, wow, even when hard times come, that we can just get through them. We can be still and just try to weather the storm or just take a moment. And I love that you stood in your truth. You didn't blame anybody today. You said that it was, at the end of the day, it was your situation. And a lot of us need to take the reins and stop blaming other people and take responsibility for our own actions. And when you said that, it really stuck in hard with me to say, like, wow, this is something. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing your truth as well for that. We appreciate having you today.
Well, man, I appreciate y'all for taking the time to listen. If y'all stuck through the whole episode, hey, man, you a real one. For sure.
Yes. And so we can find your book on Amazon, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure probably in any of our regular bookstores as well in local town, but online, definitely.
But primarily online, Amazon, my website, of course. You can hit me up personally on any of my social media platforms.
Yes, please give your information.
Yeah, so just Korleh J, Korleh J. You can find me on everything but TikTok. You're going to find me on everything but that. You know what I'm saying? It's Korleh J. You know what I'm saying? You can hit me up. I can see your autographed copy. I also coach, you know what I'm saying, if there are any aspiring authors out there that, you know what I'm saying, want to publish but don't have no clue where to start or you know what I'm saying, how to go about it, hey, tap in with your boy. I work with other people, helping them turn their dreams into realities.
That's awesome.
And I also have 14 Days in Beijing, the audiobook.
Wow,
you know
look at you. Are you doing the voice?
Of course, I'm reading it myself. And I'm voice acting some of the characters, and I got another partner voice acting the other characters. So, and the audiobook is available on Spotify, Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So,
well, I'm going to definitely get that. And I want a signed copy, so I'm going to sort with you so I can get a signed copy of your book. Definitely.
On me. For sure.
Yes. Well, thank you again for being a guest here on Glass Half Full. We are so happy to have you today. Thank you for sharing your story.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yes. You have a great day. Thank you.
Peace.
And thank you to all our listeners listening in to another episode of Glass Half Full, a podcast and a safe platform for everyone to share their life experiences. Once again, I'm your host, Chris Levens. Please subscribe, follow, and rate this podcast on Apple Music and Spotify for more learning experiences. Until next time, know you are blessed. See ya.